Hey guys, I just wanted to apologize for not uploading very often. I've had to help my father. He just got through with a major surgery. He's in recovery right now, so I've had to stop and start recording and stop and start editing. It's made it kind of a hassle, but I promise I'm trying my best to get videos out, and I'll try to get back to a normal upload schedule as soon as possible. So, please enjoy this video. So I've already written part 4, but I reread it and honestly I feel I can do better. That's just a nice way of saying it was garbage. Also, since I may not be able to post that much with my father recovering from surgery, I made this one extra long. Hope you enjoy it. We open up to the hospital with Izuku sitting next to his mother's bed. He's lost in thought. It's the day after All Might's death, but he has so many questions he needs answered. The most important thing is, who is Tomura Shigaraki? No one else seemed to hear it, and thought he was just being hysterical, but he heard it loud and clear. All for One's apprentice is Tomura Shigaraki. The only problem is, no one shows up in the databanks by that name. He has no information to go off. But when he finds him, he's taking him in, dead or alive. Izuku, Inko says weakly, snapping Izuku out of his thoughts. I'm sorry. I thought he could handle him, but I was wrong. Mom, save your strength. No, there's something I need you to know. In case I don't make it. That man, the one that fought All Might, really was your father. I already know that! Izuku snaps. I saw when All Might knocked his cap off. I could tell what he used to look like. I found out he was involved in criminal activities when he left to go overseas for treatments for his wounds. I told him never to come back, to never contact you again. He was angry. He said that I didn't matter, and that I couldn't keep him from his greatest achievement. He told me the true power behind your quirk. He said it would activate when you were older, and he would be back for it. I threatened to tell the heroes, but he said he would kill you and me. Izuku, any quirk he makes, any quirk created with his power, can't be stolen. You have to give it up willingly. Promise me, no matter what, you'll never give it up. Even if it means giving up on your dreams. Promise me. Yeah, I promise. Stop talking like that. Inko takes a deep breath, and the machine starts screaming. The nurses rush into the room and try and resuscitate her. The doctor tries to escort Deku out of the room, but he exudes so much bloodlust, they'd rather not deal with him. The doctors work tirelessly to try and resuscitate her, but after a few minutes, the doctors say to call it. He decides the time of death, and leaves Deku with Inko's body. So, that's how it's going to be. You deliver the biggest bombshell, tell me I'm a walking petri dish for a psychotic bastard, then die and leave me an orphan? No, I won't accept that. Deku starts trying his hardest, pressing on Inko's chest, with tears streaming down his face, mimicking what the doctors were doing not a few seconds ago. Come back, damn it! He presses on her chest, breathing for her, tears streaming down his face. You don't get to leave me here! He continues as the doctors rush in and see a brilliant aura surrounding him. You have to stop! The doctor yells, but Izuku pays no attention. Come back! As Deku screams, all the lights in the room are blown out, and part of his aura moves into his mother's chest. A small beep is seen on the monitor. Her wound's actually healing a small bit, but nothing major, and still massive gashes along her side. And the stitches that were once there are either torn or embedded in healed flesh. Inner smashes the crash cart button, and more doctors rush in, once again trying to resuscitate Inko. Though seeing Inko has miraculously survived their diagnosis of death, they start working harder. This time Deku does agree to leave the room. His emotions are making it hard to be there. In the waiting room, a doctor comes out. The nurses explain the situation to me. I don't know what the hell to call it, but you saved your mother. You should be proud of yourself. Your mother is stable, but we're moving her to an intensive care unit. You should go home and get some rest. I promise. We'll call if anything changes. Yes, sir, Deku says, walking out of the hospital and leaving the number to the hotel he's staying at with his receptionist. After his previous experience, he wasn't ready to spend the night in the hospital again. Deku turns off into the alley and drops to his knees, screaming and crying once again. He punches the concrete with intense fury. Healing powers? Now? Seriously? Where were these yesterday? As the blood drips off his knuckles, he screams louder and louder. A couple passing by think they're hearing a villain attack and run for it. I could have saved him if these powers had just been here a little earlier. Why am I so strong and so useless at the same time? He wails as his fists are healing themselves on their own now. An endless wave of torn flesh and broken bones healing themselves and piecing themselves back together again and again. Deku stands up, his knees weak, but he keeps his head down. And he walks away, leaving a large puddle of his own blood and broken concrete. Cementos can fix it, he says to himself as he walks away. Finally arriving at the door of a gritty hotel room the government had set up for him, considering his house was destroyed in a villain attack, he opens the door, and there he sees his packages, still in the box. Things he ordered offline, same-day shipping. In the box are syringes, a black spandex wetsuit, clip-on bullet holsters, a tool belt, 2 large knives, a katana, colored smoke bombs rigged to go off when hitting the ground, and canister holsters. This will be the first outfit. He dons all of his new gear and pulls a package out of his back pocket. He hates what he had to do to get this stuff, but it's not like he could obtain it legally. Neosodium thiopental, or an actual working truth serum. A designer barbiturate originally created to interrogate criminals, without the drawbacks of the original sodiopentanol. This will get you the truth, and the risk of overdosing is limited. He loads the concoction into the syringes, and treats his blades in a fast-acting tranquilizer. He equips the last piece of tech, one thing he made for himself.
This should help conceal my identity. Shigaraki Tomura, I'm coming for you.
To those of you wondering how Deku became full-on Echiku, I would like to remind you that All Might just died. His mother just died. He just found out he had the power to change all of that. And his father has made him a walking petri dish, using thousands of quirks and combining them into one person to create a quirk that he was going to use to take over and destroy the world. Yeah, this boy has gone crazy. Deku walks over to the window and jumps out, landing on top of a tall building. and listening to the silence of the night, waiting for a scream to pierce it. And soon, a woman's cry as 3 men are harassing her, and she's trying to escape. Deku runs in, and he sees a sight that's very disturbing. The woman is wriggling to break free, and the 3 men are jeering at her. "Where you going, beautiful? It sounds like you don't like us very much. You know, we got feelings too. And right now, we want to feel you." One of the men reach out to cut the woman's blouse open, but in seconds, Deku swoops down and lands glancing blows with a knife on each. "Hey, who the hell are you?" All the men try to rush Deku, but they don't get very far before they fall to the ground unconscious. Turned away, Deku growls.
Wait 3 minutes, then call the police.
"Wait, who are you? I don't know any heroes that match your description."
I'm the vigilante, Nightblade.
Without uttering another word, Deku jumps off. As the night goes on, more and more people were calling in, reporting a vigilante that came and saved them. Soon, it wasn't just villains. Within hours, the police stations were flooded with people who were just committing violent acts. Some didn't even have quirks. They were just committing them with weapons. By the time the sun came up, villains stopped coming in, and Deku was rushing home, knowing he should be receiving a call in a few hours about attending All Might's funeral. He knows, of course, he has to be there. It would look suspicious if he didn't go. This isn't too worrying, however, since he isn't tired. Ever since he obtained One for All, he hasn't slept. He hasn't felt the need to sleep. His mom recommended talking to a doctor, but he's going to turn insomnia into security for this whole country. He flips on the news, and they're already interviewing the first woman he rescued. The news is divided on him, to say the least. Most civilians are praising him, while one redhead hero says, "He should be arrested. What kind of a hero would use drugs to incapacitate villains? That's so unmanly." While Deku sits on his bed with a piece of toast in one hand, the same kind that doesn't want to accidentally punch a hole through someone when they're mad. Still, I should probably learn to fight hand-to-hand more often, so I don't come off as a villain. I just wish last night yielded more results. We're not in a big enough city to attract real villains. Oh well, I'll just have to keep trying. Someone has to know who Tomura Shigaraki is. At the funeral home, Deku leans over the small body of All Might, the world's greatest hero. His hand reaches out instinctively. He seems so lifelike. Maybe... No. He's sure it's far too late. So far that even if he brought back anything, it wouldn't be All Might. He lays his hand on All Might's chest and lets his fingertip fall. "I swear, All Might, I'll become the greatest hero. I won't ever let anyone die in front of me again. I promise," he says as tears start to fall, more and more. "I'll become someone you're proud of." And then he feels a hand on his shoulder. "You shouldn't make promises that you'll become something you already embody. They teach third graders that or something." It's Aizawa, giving his weird grin to Deku like normal, and then another hand grab on his shoulder. "That dork was so damn proud of you. He wouldn't shut up the entire time you were taking your entrance exam. Future number 1 this. Greatest hero I've ever seen that. I swear, if he could, he would have given you a license on the spot." "Whoa," Deku says. "What?" she says, confused. "Oh, it's nothing, just somehow you look even prettier when you're wearing normal clothes." Midnight smiles. "Your dork mentor said the same thing to me one time. You're both so much alike." Midnight smiles and walks away. Aizawa laughs and says, "No, he's smarter." There's a few people at this funeral that Deku recognizes, like the great scientist David Shield and Star Night-Eye. All the teachers from UA, but there's one person he doesn't recognize. A little old guy, dressed in a yellow suit. Now, The Cardinal. The. What is that guy's name? The officiator walks up. Now, we have All Might's video will. He wanted the main part to be read out. It's addressed to his next successor, Izuku Midoriya. No one is shocked by this announcement. All Might was literally wrapped up in this kid during the entrance exam, and the teachers guessed it. Gran Torino and Tsukauchi got letters almost immediately from All Might. David Shield knew it from watching part of All Might's will. Hello, young Midoriya. I suppose the first thing I should say is, I'm sorry. I've let you down. You're having to deal with the weight that heroes face without even having a provisional license. If I know you, you want to do something stupid. But please, don't. Remember that you're strong, and you will have to be the pillar of peace. I hereby leave half my earthly possessions to you, Izuku Midoriya. The rest will be divided evenly amongst the rest of you. I have one thing I'd like to give you, young Midoriya. So I asked Mr. David Shield to remake it to the specifications you sent in with your costume allowance. It's a suit that mimics my Silver Age costume, the one that you said was your favorite. All Might says this as David Shield walks to the front of the room and shows Deku a silver suitcase and holds in it this suit. Go ahead. It's designed to go on over your clothes. He puts it on instantly and feels more confident. He feels a wave of relief and sadness crash over him, but they do not feel as if they're his own feelings. He does, however, fall to his knees and start crying again. God, different universe, same results. David Shield places his hand on his shoulder. My daughter put in a few revisions that will help out with your powers. So, if anything fails, just contact me through her. She is going to be in your class. Shield! An angry Midnight snarls. Oh yeah, that wasn't supposed to be known yet. And yes, I'm putting the Island characters in here earlier because I believe this would be about the time that David Shield gets his work taken and is told to forget about it. With All Might dead, he has no reason to obsess over it, and when his partner suggests hiring villains, he protests. All Might would never want that. However, it's not like he can just continue working on Island after what they did to him. So he resigns and takes a teaching position in a support class, in Class 3A's homeroom teacher. Why did he say Melissa was going to be in Deku's class? She's quirkless. True. But All Might left in his will that he wanted Nezu to allow her to take the test with her own hand-built support items, like the sports festival. And under Power Loader's supervision, she creates a suit reminiscent of Pepper's rescue suit from Endgame. With this, she easily crushes the course and gets into both the hero and support course. Originally, she just wanted to do the hero course because, she was all about that hero life. But her father told her he wouldn't allow her to shirk her studying because her mind was far too amazing to be wasted. So yeah, replace Mineta with Melissa. I don't think anyone really cares. I would toss out Toru, but we need the UA trader for future plots. With that, the service ends and Deku starts to walk out. But he's intercepted by Sir Night-Eye, who plans on using his quirk to see what stupid thing All Might was talking about. Luckily, David's shield jumps to the forefront and grabs onto Deku's hand, pulling Deku away before Night-Eye can object. If you're going to be beating people up all night, you gotta take special care not to touch that guy. How do you... Shh. Do you want everyone to hear you? Here, come to these coordinates after everyone leaves. I have to talk to you alone. And so, the funeral finishes, and Deku just barely manages to avoid Night-Eye. The whole time everyone is mingling, Deku happens to run into Melissa's shield, at this time and finds out how she got into the hero course, even after she was told she was quirkless. He has a bit of a flashback to being told that if his quirk hadn't manifested yet, he most likely wouldn't get one. He was just an abnormality, missing a joint. I'm sure that must have been hard for you. Oh, sure, but it pushed me to do my best. I kept training in secret, hoping that one day I could be a hero without a quirk. It was pretty silly, and Uncle All Might admonished me for it more than once. I keep putting myself in some pretty hairy situations, but I couldn't stop until I had an idea. I may be quirkless, but I'm not dumb. I built a support suit that would give me super strength and different abilities. It can even read other people's quirk levels. After the update I did, I got into UA, and I guess we'll be classmates. She sticks out her hand, and Deku shakes it nervously. But this girl exudes something he hasn't felt before in anyone else. She's like him. Or rather, like he used to be. He lets himself feel nostalgic, back to the days when he was training with All Might on Dagobah Beach, thinking he was quirkless, and then All Might telling him he was special. Then he snaps back into reality, with Melissa boldly writing down her number on his wrist. She laughs and says, "Give me a tour around town sometime, okay?" And with that, she dashes off to catch her father. Little does she know, Deku is heading in a similar direction. In a giant metal complex, recently built on top of the building, says Shield Inc., a brand new support item company. Deku walks forward confidently, but he's worried. He's thrown out of his own head when the alarms go off to let Shield know that he's there. He walks into the lobby and asks, "What the heck was that?" "Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. It's our new security system. Mr. Shield will see you now." In seconds, the floor opens up and Deku is falling. He keeps falling until he realizes that he's falling in one place. He looks up and sees Shield staring back at him. "Wow, you didn't even scream. Most heroes would scream." "I figure you didn't call me here to kill me." "No, I called you here to save your life. Please show me your arm. The left one." Deku hands his arm to Shield, pretty confident in his trust of the man. "Are we going to dance? Actually, we're going to remove the tracking device embedded in your arm." "Wait, what? Wait, when? How?" "A tracking device? I assume last night in your little crime spree, and probably through injection via projectile. Fits the MO of the Yakuza." Deku's mind drifts back. It wasn't when he was out as a vigilante. It was when he was procuring the drugs. He remembers feeling a slight sting on his arm, but he thought it was just a mosquito or something. He feels so stupid. He should have paid more attention when dealing with criminals. Shield snaps a cup around Deku's arm, and the chip is located. He presses a few buttons on the screen. "Wait, can you leave it on but have it transmit false info? The Yakuza are disgusting, but I can't afford to burn that bridge yet. Not until I can anonymously turn in enough information to get them classified as criminals." David Shield looks at Deku, and sighs, deeply troubled with the look on his face. "Toshinori made me promise that I would talk you out of doing anything stupid. It seems I'm far too late." Deku grimaces, and these walls now seem a lot closer. In reality, he's trapped. There's no escaping from this conversation. "Izuku, you're a good kid. You can make a good hero. Please, give up on being a vigilante. Go to UA. Be the new symbol of peace. Please." You already know my answer. David's shield is shaking. "Damn it, kid. You really are a pain. Did Toshinori ever tell you that?" "Every day." Shield sighs and snaps his finger. "Well, follow me." A staircase opens, and Shield starts walking down. Deku's mind is telling him to run, but his instincts are telling him to face this head on. He follows Shield closely, and Shield explains, "Toshi basically begged me that if I couldn't talk you out of doing something stupid, then to at least help you stay alive and out of prison while you're doing something stupid. This is your new headquarters, the Vortex. It's got a training area with equipment made to withstand punches from a full-powered All Might, a training course, and an area where you can tinker with new weaponry. And I've even taken the liberty of upgrading your costume. Whoa. Are you serious? Do not thank me. All of this is for Toshi. I personally think you're both idiots. And I had this place ready to be turned into a man cave before I saw how damn determined you were. It's clear Shield is sulking a bit, but Deku's mind races. What could he do with a new headquarters? Anyways, let me show you your new gear. And that's where I'm actually going to end it. Now hold up. I'm really sorry, but the script is already 18 pages long. And I've already been up all night editing this. I really hope you did like it. And I am taking this in a more Green Arrow-ish kind of direction. You know, the earlier seasons that were really cool. Anyways, thank you. Please like and subscribe and have an amazing day. Alright, bye.